Right now at noon, lawmakers are on the verge of a major deal on border security. What's inside the potential new legislation after weeks of negotiations in Congress? Plus, the Pentagon reacts to a deadly attack that killed American troops in the Middle East, who President Biden says is responsible. Well, welcome to News Right Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It's great to be with you. I'm Josh Breiter. First at noon, 4 people arrested over the weekend in Madison after a police chase started in Rock County. It all started Saturday afternoon when the Dane County Sheriff's Office put out an alert for a stolen vehicle connected to criminal activity in Edgerton. A deputy soon spotted the car on I-90 before it got onto the Beltline. The car exited at Stoughton Road, where the driver crashed while trying to get into the parking lot of the Dean East Clinic on Buckeye Road. 4 people fled the vehicle in different directions, but were all caught. A structure fire in Watertown caused thousands of dollars of damage over the weekend. It happened on 211 North Maple Street Saturday night. First responders found flames coming out of a detached garage. Fire crews were able to quickly put out that fire. No one was hurt. An investigation is underway to determine the cause. Damages are estimated around $55,000. Well, News 3 Now is proudly partnering with Vortex Optics this winter to highlight area veterans doing good for their fellow service members. It's called Spirit of Service, and we're asking for your help picking this year's winner. First, we need nominations from you. Send in the name of a veteran making a difference in your community and share their story on channel3000.com. You have the next 3 weeks to do so before we start whittling down nominees to pick a winner. Well, right now, if you have a question or a concern about your plants or garden, you can send us those via email to tips@channel3000.com. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be joining us later in the show with the answers. Again, that's tips@channel3000.com. Now let's get to meteorologist Jacob Montesano with a first look at your first warn forecast. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Josh. I have to say, right now out here, it's the brightest it's been in quite a while. Now, we're still seeing a good amount of cloud cover, but there definitely is some blue skies. And taking a look at the Capitol building, not seeing any fog right now across Dane County, and temperatures aren't too bad either. Now, it is a little bit breezy, seeing a south wind at 14 miles per hour, but we are seeing some sunshine for the first time what feels like several days. Here's a look at the current visibility. Still seeing some fog to the south of us, especially across Greene and Lafayette counties, but we aren't going to see the fog be that bad as we get into the afternoon, and especially by the time we get closer towards the middle of the week. As we look at the current temperatures, right now we're seeing temperatures in the middle to upper 30s across Dane County. That's the case for a lot of our area. It's hard to see a little bit. It got really bright out here just for a moment. It looks like we're still in the lower 30s in those areas that are dealing with the fog in the southwestern portion of the state, but our entire area expect to see high temperatures in the upper 30s. Like I said, the fog is going to get better throughout the afternoon. Now, looking at the current radar, not seeing any rain or snow, and we're not seeing a lot of precipitation at all across a lot of the Midwest and Great Lakes region, although we do have a chance of some precipitation later tonight. I'll talk about that later, but first, here's a look at the forecast for today. Partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. We are going to see temperatures peak in the upper 30s, maybe around 40. Sun has definitely come out as I've been speaking, and we're going to continue to see some sunshine this week. I'll have your full forecast coming up a little bit later.
Sun? What is the sun?
Right? I mean, like I said, I can't remember the last time we've seen sun, but it feels like it's been about like a week or so at this point.
All right, looking forward to that, Jacob. Thank you. More news this midday. The United States is promising a response after a deadly ambush on American troops in Jordan over the weekend. 3 American troops were killed and nearly 3 dozen others were injured. CBS News is learning initial reports show the enemy drone was approaching at the same time an American one was returning, meaning air defenses were temporarily disabled. Soldiers were in their sleeping quarters when they were attacked. President Biden blamed an Iran-backed militia group for the attack. At the Pentagon, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is expressing sorrow and outrage.
The President and I will not tolerate attack on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary actions to defend the U.S. and our troops.
The Pentagon has yet to identify the dead or their units pending family notifications. We're told the number of injuries or their severities could rise. The details of an agreement on immigration and border security legislation could come soon. 3 sources familiar with the talks say the bill would give the Biden administration the authority to pause asylum processing during spikes in migrant crossings. A deal could also expand expedited removals, shorten the time for immigration officials to decide asylum cases, and raise the standards for asylum interviews. Over the weekend, President Biden backed the potential bill at a campaign stop in South Carolina.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly.
This all comes as House Republicans have introduced articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, claiming he's failed to follow immigration law and breached public trust. Top congressional Democrats have slammed the articles as a sham and argue they lack evidence of high crimes or misdemeanors. Well, it is that time of year again. Tax season is officially underway today. The IRS is now accepting and processing 2023 federal income tax returns. The deadline for filing for most people is April 15th, and there's a new system to help people in the state file easier. The Wisconsin Department of Revenue is launching the WISC-TV electronic filing system to continue expanding Wisconsin's free filing options. It's available to qualifying taxpayers who have completed their federal 1040 or 1040 SR forms. Well, still ahead for us on News 3 Now at noon, the Super Bowl matchup in Las Vegas is set. Why you may have to hit the jackpot before getting tickets to that game. That's coming up in your Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs and campgrounds under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Enjoy the great outdoors at the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale at the Alliant Energy Center Friday through Sunday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with iCare's dual eligible special needs plans. Our members get $1,800 per year with a card that's loaded monthly to pay for items such as eligible groceries, over-the-counter items, rent, and utilities. Whatever you don't spend carries over each month. Call us today, and a licensed sales agent will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Are you searching for a fresh career? Then join the team at Chalk D Building Systems. We're expanding, now with 2 Sun Prairie locations, and we're looking for individuals to join our team as assemblers, material handlers, order pickers, and machine operators. Chalk D Building Systems competitive pay starts at $22 per hour plus comprehensive benefits. 3 shifts are available with overtime potential, and you'll become part of our 100% employee-owned team. Make your next career move on the careers page at chalkd.com.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Tailored for your news the way you want it. With a customizable home page and faster page loads, download the Channel 3000 News app. Powered by News 3 Now.
The first Boeing 737 MAX 9 airplanes with passengers have taken flight weeks after the FAA grounded the models. An Alaska Airlines flight took off Friday afternoon from Seattle and landed in San Diego. United Airlines says its first Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet since the grounding took off Saturday morning with passengers traveling from Newark, New Jersey to Las Vegas. The jets were grounded nationwide after a door panel blew out of an Alaska Airlines flight minutes after takeoff earlier this month. The Super Bowl matchup is now set between the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the San Francisco 49ers. But those hoping to see the big game in person at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas should prepare to shell out some serious dough. Tickets on StubHub last night ranged from $7,000 to $34,000 a seat, while tickets on Ticketmaster were advertised for as much as $55,000. For those who cannot get there, the Super Bowl will air live on CBS February 11th. And starting today, Krispy Kreme has 4 new heart-shaped donuts for Valentine's Day lovers. The treats can be purchased by the dozen in a special Donuts box that has room for a special handwritten note. A limited-time half-dozen box will also be sold at select grocery stores nationwide while supplies last. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
At the noon hour, here's a look at the stock markets right now. Dow was down 30 points, NASDAQ up about 63, and S&P 500 up around 8. Up next, Pam has today's egg prices, plus Jacob returns with your full first warn forecast. And then later today on Live at 4, we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the ever-popular Honda Accord.
Are you suffering with neck pain, back pain, or sciatica due to disc-related conditions? You may have tried drugs, spinal injections, or physical therapy just to find out it didn't help. You're not alone. The problem is that some of those treatments focus on symptom relief, but may not address the underlying disc problem. As a result of injury or overuse, the discs may bulge, herniate, or degenerate over time. Our therapies are highly successful and reduce pain associated with those conditions and may help you avoid neck or back surgery. At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we'll design a treatment program using the latest in pain-relieving therapies, including non-surgical spine decompression, ProAdjuster 360 computerized technology, laser therapy, and more. Visit our website or call to schedule a complimentary consultation.
Come on, Michael, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked? Well, actually...
Here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy!
Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this! Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it!
30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it this new year for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Baby, you busting them up.
Charlie Wilson is a Jennifer Hudson Show fan, baby. And he hits us with a classic.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Pam, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm not bad. Thanks, Josh, for asking. It's getting better by the day with the way the weather is treating us around Wisconsin. That's good news. We've got a lot of different events that are coming up this week for Wisconsin farmers. On Wednesday, it's Ag Day at the Capitol down at the Monona Terrace Convention Center, so good traveling weather hopefully there. And then Thursday and Friday, the state's largest corn and soybean activities happening up in Wisconsin Dells, the annual Corn Soy Expo, and I'll be there. Well, I'll tell you what, here's a video game that was designed for dairy farmers and their employees, but you might want to play it too. Moving Cows. It was developed in part by Dr. Jennifer Van Oss. She is an assistant professor and extension specialist at UW-Madison in the Department of Animal and Dairy Sciences. She said she is not a gamer herself. This is one of the last things she ever imagined developing. But she said what it's designed to do is teach farmers, as well as their employees, how to properly handle animals, whether it's in a loafing barn or in the parlor. She said the program takes about 30 minutes for you to go through. And even those seasoned veterans are probably going to find a thing or two out about how they should properly be moving animals. This program is approved by the National Farm Program, which is all about animal care and animal health, and it can also be a part of your continuing education opportunities. The other nice part, it is free on both Apple and Android platforms. No ads, thanks in part to the large amount of funding that she picked up, and you can also find it on the University of Wisconsin School of Veterinary Medicine website under the dairy apps. Moving Cows and Dr. Jennifer Van Oss. Kind of cool. Hope a lot of people will download that and take a look at sharing it with your employees. Well, the markets today in Chicago are still suffering some setbacks, especially on our soybeans. The world marketplace just a little bit cooler than what we had hoped for at this time of the year. This is the time when the United States should be capitalizing on the international marketplace, especially as far as soybeans, before the South American crop starts to kind of leak into the world supply situation. Today, the bright spot is actually dairy. Our fluid milk contracts for Class 3 are up double digits on the midday, and our product prices for a Monday, very, very strong. Today, barrel cheese is up 8 at $1.55. 40-pound block cheese up 7 1/4 at $1.61. And double A butter coming off a 20-cent increase last week, up another 4 1/4 already on a Monday to $2.80 1/4 per pound on that butter. So dairy, at least on Monday, looking favorable. All I could do is hope that we tie a knot and hang on to that kind of trend as we go through the rest of the week. So, yeah, busy week for a lot of Wisconsin farmers. Josh, they'll be paying particularly close attention to the traveling forecast for this week.
Yeah, we love a positive start to the week, and I think a lot of folks are just looking for some sunshine in their life right now, too, Pam.
That would be nice, yep.
All right, well, you have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. And let's check in with Jacob now with a complete look at your first warn forecast. All eyes there on that forecast, Jacob.
Yeah, and those that are looking for sun are going to get a good amount of it for much of this week. Now, we still have a chance of some light rain and snow tonight, but other than that, we're going to be very dry for the rest of the week. We're not really going to see a lot of precipitation going forward, and we're going to continue to be mild. And I say mild in comparison to the average temperatures, which are normally in the upper 20s for this time of the year. So here's a look at the forecast. We're going to see variable cloudiness on and off cloud cover in general, and then we're going to see some rain move into our area late evening, early overnight, and it should continue during the overnight hours, especially as we get closer towards Tuesday morning. It will be very light, likely going to mix from rain to some snow, maybe even a little bit of freezing rain, but for the most part, the precipitation will be light, and it should clear out mostly by the afternoon. Maybe some lingering showers could continue into the evening, but we aren't going to see much precipitation after that, especially by the time we get to Wednesday morning. Here's a look at the precipitation chances going forward. After that system clears out Tuesday, very dry for the rest of the week. Almost no chance of precipitation, especially towards the end of the week where we are going to see almost complete sunshine. So for tonight, we're going to see low temperatures dropping into the middle and lower 30s. Plenty of cloud cover. Obviously, we've been talking about that wintry mix. And then we are going to see, for the most part, cloudy skies by tomorrow afternoon. Highs will be in the middle 30s. And then as we look towards the next 10 days, temperature-wise, they're going to remain above average. Average highs from 27 to 29 degrees over the next 10 days. We're going to be in the upper 30s, possibly lower 40s at times. It looks like Thursday especially will be pretty mild. Now here's a look a little bit beyond the 10-day forecast. This is the 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook. It looks like we may start to see some more precipitation move into our area by the time we get to the second week of February, but that's still beyond the 10-day forecast. And at this point, it looks like it will mostly be in the form of rain, because looking at the temperature outlook during that same time frame, we are going to remain well above average. We may be talking about temperatures possibly in the middle 40s to close to 50 by the end of next week. Now, still almost 2 weeks out, so a lot can change between now and then, but the warm pattern will certainly continue with maybe some more precipitation by the end of next week. But look at the next 10 days. Very dry conditions. That rain and snow is possible tonight into tomorrow, but we aren't really going to see any precipitation starting on Wednesday and continuing all the way through the weekend and for the beginning of next week, with the weekend especially looking sunny and temperatures will be above average. So this forecast is about as nice as you can get for January, considering the average high is supposed to be in the upper 20s. That's going to be close to what we'll see overnight as the low temperatures. So a very nice break that we definitely deserve after the last few weeks we've had. It's been pretty wild, but we're finally going to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice to see some sun finally on your extended forecast, Jacob.
And not just one day, you know, we're seeing some sunshine today. May not see quite as much tomorrow, but by the end of the week, we're going to see a lot of it.
It's about time. All right, thank you. Right now, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a dish for your table that is perfect for winter.
If you like the idea of a dish that has long cooked taste, but you don't have time for all that long cooking, then you're gonna go head over heels with the one-pot wonder we're making today. Plus, it's hearty, comforting, and very budget friendly. Here we're sauteing some celery and carrots. Sauteing them brings out their natural sugar, which will add so much flavor. To that, we add a generous amount of chicken broth, some poultry seasoning, and a bit of black pepper. And we bring the whole thing to a boil. Here we have some biscuit baking mix combined with some milk to create a soft dough. We'll cut this into strips, and these will be our dumplings. Now we add them to our boiling soup, cover it, and let it simmer. Once they're cooked through, we stir in some cooked cut-up chicken, and it's time to ring the dinner bell. The whole thing from start to finish takes less time than having a pizza delivered. And just wait until you try these Amish-style dumplings. If you want to make our chicken and dumplings tonight, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a warm and cozy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Hot and cozy.
When we come back, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. You can email those questions to tips@channel3000.com. We'll get to them right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save big money at Menards. Add beautiful color to your staining projects with Minwax. This penetrating water-based stain delivers color that showcases wood grain in one single coat and dries in 1 hour. A quart is $13.98. Protect your projects with a top coat finish. Minwax polyacrylic is a fast-drying water-based polyurethane that provides lasting protection for all types of wood surfaces. A quart is $21.49. Don't forget to check out Minwax's Color of the Year.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
Welcome back. Lisa Briggs with the Bruce Company is answering your plant and garden questions. You can email them to tips@channel3000.com. Lisa, good to see you. We're going to be spending more noons together going forward.
I know.
I'm excited.
Yes, this will be good. So what do you have in front of us here?
So this is a clivia. Some people call it clivia, and it is a plant that we only get at this time of year because this is when it's blooming. So mostly in orange. Sometimes we get a few yellow ones, but it is a very long live plant, likes indirect light. And it does do these beautiful flowers right after the holidays when you need a little jolt of color for all the gray days, right? It looks so sunny, right?
It gives me a little bit more positivity,
I
right?
know, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we've got a few questions we want to get to. First question, is my ash tree going to survive with all of the bark falling off of it? And that's from, that's a nameless question there.
Okay, so bark falling off an ash tree, if it's just a little bit, it just might be that the bark is sloughing off as the tree expands and the bark starts to sort of break up and take on its mature characteristics. If it's a lot of it and you're seeing problems with the leaves, I would have somebody check it for emerald ash borer, because that is a sign. It's an insect that burrows in the cambium layer right underneath the bark, and sometimes it'll cause the bark to fall off. So you might want to have an arborist come and take a look at it.
All right, our next question from Lee in Stoughton. Lee says, I'm looking at a tall perennial grass that grows 10 feet tall. It's called Miscanthus gigantus. I would like to use some of it as a screen along a section of a chain length fence about 30 to 40 feet long. Anything you could say would be great, especially wants to make sure that it's not invasive and won't spread.
Okay, so Miscanthus, all the Miscanthus, whether they're the really tall ones or also super short ones, they are clumping grasses, but they do go to seed and they do spread. I wouldn't necessarily call them invasive, but if you want to control that spreading, and especially if you want it to grow along a fence and not, you know, do this kind of thing, I would definitely cut the flower heads off and not let it go to seed through the winter. And that will help to control the spreading part of it.
All right, next question from Wally. Wally says, I have a fern that is losing leaves and slowly dying. What can I do? He says it gets direct light and they water it.
So sometimes if you've had your fern for a long time, your light sounds good. Bright indirect light is great. And ferns can be kind of thirstier creatures. But if it's been in the same pot for a long time, it might be a little pot bound. So what you're going to want to do is water it from the bottom. Put a couple inches of water in your sink or a bowl and set it in there and let it soak the water up. If you water it and the water runs right through really fast, it's likely that there's not enough soil in the root mass to hold the moisture. Once we get to the end of February, early March, you can then up pot it, and that should help.
So we got about 30 seconds, Lisa. That was our final question. But my question for you, I know people are getting antsy, right? We've had a little bit of spring-like weather. I hate to say it.
I know. It's going to be up and down.
It is going to be up and down, but is there anything that people can be doing now preparing for spring?
So it's certainly time to do some pruning. You can prune just about anything right now except for evergreens. You'd want to leave those alone unless there's been damage from the storm, and you could go ahead and cut that off, but you wouldn't want to do any shearing. But things like your shade trees, you could go ahead and do some pruning. If you have fruit trees, you could prune those. If you have something that blooms in the early spring though, like crab apples or lilacs, any pruning that you're going to do now is going to take off flowers but not hurt the plant over the long term. So I always say these nice weeks at the end of January into February are great times to do pruning.
There you go. Good stuff. Lisa, thank you so much. Good to see you. Let's get to Jacob with a final look at the forecast.
Find it funny that we're calling upper 30s spring-like, but based on how cold it's been, it kind of has felt like spring. And it's going to continue to feel pretty nice for much of this week. Once we get to Wednesday, we're going to be completely dry, and also we're going to see sunshine, especially towards the weekend. Highs will remain in the upper 30s, lower 40s, and that looks to continue for next week with very little precipitation expected.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great afternoon. We're back with more news on Live at 4.